Thank you for inviting us. We're with the three of us here to tell you about Leeuwarden-Frysland 2018. I'm, as you said, part of the creative team. And I've been involved with the Capitol of Culture since the beginning, 2010, 2011. And for me, and I think that's important for you to know, for me it's really important that we became the Capitol of Culture in 2018, because I and a lot of my colleagues saw this as the opportunity to make a change. And I think all of you see being a Capitol of Culture as making a change. It's not a job. It's something you do with the whole of your heart. It's something we do with your emotions. So that's a bit about me. This is just a picture to get into the right mood. This was when we presented our program last year in October, and we didn't really know how many people would be on the square. And I was sitting inside, and as the moment of presentation approached, I looked out of the window and I saw all those people there. And that's a really, really big surprise and a kind of an emotional moment as well. And this is even more people on a different square, to be honest. This is a different square. This was the 26th of January, 27th, sorry, the opening evening. We have 3 big squares in Leeuwarden and they were all really crowded. It was a huge turnout. Who of you was there? Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, great. Who of you have been to Leeuwarden since then? Has anyone been there? Good. You have to go, but of course you are planning to go, I think. So, I want to tell you about how we managed to get thousands of people involved in what we call positive activism. And we call it positive activism because we need people to do something, to make a change for their surroundings, a change for the world. And we want to do that in a positive way, so positive activism. And when I'm talking about people getting involved, I'm also talking about participants. But just to make it clear for us, participants are not people that come and visit a project. They are active, involved in a project. If you're just being someone in the crowd, of course you're a participant, but you're a passive participant in our view. So when I'm talking about participants, are people who are actively involved in the projects. So just short introduction to Leeuwarden in a while, introduction to our Capitol of Culture. Why did we compete? Then we won. What happened when you win? And I think we all know what happened. Then the mienskip. I want to introduce a Frisian word called mienskip. That's translated into community. And I'm going to use mienskip because I would love to you all use the word mienskip when you leave here today, and you all know what is mienskip. And yesterday I heard someone say mienskip in his talk to someone else, so that's really nice. So mienskip community. How did we support the mienskip, the community, to come up with their own ideas and some conclusions for you to take home? So Leeuwarden-Frysland, where is it? Do you see the blue dot? That is Leeuwarden. Of course, you see Amsterdam. Most of you know Amsterdam, I think, where we're just up the north of the country. A bit closer, Leeuwarden. Maybe you know Groningen. We're much nicer. And this is Friesland. No one here from Groningen, so I can say that now. This is Friesland. You see the red line? This is our province, and Leeuwarden is the capital of Friesland. For us, the cultural capital is all about Friesland. It's not only the city of Leeuwarden, it's the whole of the region. This is what we are. It's nice to know that almost half of our province is water. And I think you saw that on the last picture, a lot of water. We have 650,000 people living in Friesland. We have 11 cities, a lot of rural area as well. The city of Leeuwarden is 110 people there. We have 2 languages, the Dutch and the Frisian. The Frisian is the second official language of the Netherlands. And that's what we speak as well. So if you hear me speak to my colleague, it probably will be Dutch. But to my other colleague, it will be Frisian. So if you're interested in how it sounds, please let me know and I will do some Frisian for you. We are proud people, in a positive way. We had a nice discussion yesterday about proud and pride. And the scary way of being proud, but we are proud in a positive way. And we also have already strong and active communities. And maybe that's an advantage for us. We are a community-based province. But the problem is that we are really focusing on our own small community. And we never look to the other communities around us. So that was one of the main reasons we wanted to become cultural capital. We need to look further than your own community. And also, this is, maybe you know Friesland like this. We have horses, Frisian horses. If you are a fan of the big movies, you might see a horse. And also Sven Kramer. Anyone ice skating here? Oh, come on, guys. Also a fan of Doutzen Kroes, one of our favorite models in the world. Anyone know her? Yeah. Good, someone. She's from Friesland as well, so we're really proud of our Doutzen. We started in 2010, 2011, I already told you. Small group started, I think that's the same for all of you. There's 1 or 2 people that say, maybe we should try and become the cultural capital. And the group grows and grows and grows. And of course we formulated our own goals like you all did. But for us, from the beginning, from the very, very early start, we said it has to be about the people. It's all about the people. It's not about us. Of course we are people as well, but it's not about the organization, it's about the people. And we wanted to make sure that everyone was involved in also in writing the bid. But also at the time that the jury comes along, we wanted to have everyone, as much as possible, present to make sure that it's all about the people. So what we did when we wrote the bid is that we invited a lot of people to come along. We have lunches, come up with your ideas. And what happened at a certain moment is that it became way too politic. A lot of politicians got involved and they wanted all the politic statements in there, and I think you might recognize that as well. And what we did, there was a group of young people, kind of young, I was there as well, kind of young people. And we said, this is not going to work. If our bid's going to be really political, it's not going to work. There's not going to be in the bid what we want to have in the bid. So we kind of took over. And the mayor was all right by us taking over, but we took over. And I think by the fact that a group of young people, creative people, but also not creative people, took over and started writing the bid with a lot of people from the area, made a change. Because all of a sudden I think that the politicians started to believe us, the young people. And the discussion went away from all the money and to the program and why this is important for us. And I'm telling this in half a minute, but it took months and months and months and a lot of struggle and fights and crying and frustrations, but I think you all recognize that. We have a small team in Leeuwarden. I think we have about 50 people, 50, 60 people working right now. And half of them are working in the marketing department. So a lot of pressure on the marketing right now. And we have decided that we are not going to organize any events ourselves. We might organize, I think, the opening, the closing, and the Giants, Royal Deluxe. And the rest we didn't organize. We helped and invited people to organize it. The reason for that is that we are not longer there after 2018 as an organization. So everything that we want people to do should be in their heads, not in our heads, but in other people's heads. And the experiences should be there where they belong, not with us, but with them. We help, of course, a lot, but we don't organize. So just to explain our program is all about mienskip, as said before. That means that all the projects, all the events are always about people and inviting people to be part of the project. Not as a visitor, but as an active participant. So I think about 90–95% of our projects are made by normal people. Also with the help of an artist. But it's just normal. It's like my neighbor and my mother being part of making projects and events. But when we started, we said everything is important. Every project, small or big, is important. Culture, non-culture, art, non-art, everything is important. So if, as a neighborhood, you want to turn your part of your piece of greenery across your house. You have a small piece of green grass, small meadow, and you want to turn that into a communal garden, part of our program. No worries. But by saying that, we didn't realize how many projects we would have in our program. And we have a lot. We have, I think, about 500-600 projects in our program right now. And that's a lot, because I can't sell a program of 600 projects to you guys, because you wouldn't know where to look. So we decided we had to have a main program. And the main program is a program that we could sell to you. We could attract people from out of our region to come to us and to have a look at the program. So we made a main program consisting of 60 projects. I'm sorry for leaving the C out, but you understand, I think. 60 projects, and every project has sub-projects as well. So in the main program there will be about 200 projects. And a lot of them are, as I said, constructed and made with normal local people. For one example, maybe if I have time, I will tell one example. It's called Under the Tower. Under the Tower, and I think Willy told yesterday, for the guys who were yesterday, told about best practices with Under the Tower. It's a project in which an artistic leader asked the whole of Friesland, as a village, would you love to tell the story of your church? We have a lot of churches in Friesland. Every village, we have about 460 villages or something. Every village has a church. So we invited villagers to come up with a story around their village, around the church, about the church. And there were about 80 villages that came up with a story. So we just asked, do you want to tell the story of your church? Do you want to share it with us? And about 80 villages came up with an idea. And they came up with a plan, and they came up with an artistic leader they wanted to combine with this plan. And the people from Under the Tower selected 32 projects. And what they did from Under the Tower, they were all professionals. They made sure that the projects were beautiful, were alright, were executed okay. Maybe sometimes the quality is not like you want it to be, but that doesn't matter, because you have the whole of the village cooperating in that project. So we have theatre plays, we have exhibitions, we have dance recitals all around the church. And I think if you might go to one of those Under the Tower projects, you maybe not even like it. But what you should know is that it is important, because the whole of the village is connected to the project. So that's the most important thing of the project. And of course we have the big events, like we have the Giants, and we have built 11 fountains in the 11 cities with international artists. So we have the higher elite art as well, but we also have a lot of community art. And then of course we had all the other projects still there. And we said we were going to call that our community program. Here in Kaunas they're calling it a parallel program, and of course in Frisian we're calling it the Open mienskip program, open community program. And if you want to draw it, it looks like this. In the heart of our program is the open community program. Because for us, if I'm honest, that's the most important thing. Because in the open program, in the open mienskip program, you see what people can do to make a change in their own surroundings. Main program is very important, but the smaller part in the middle may be more important. 30 to 40,000 active participants, so people participating in projects. And I made a count this morning, and I think it's much more than 40,000. I think we're about 100,000 right now. So this is okay, why we wanted to title, I told you about mienskip, mienskip. Look around. Look around what's happening outside your own community, outside your own village, outside your own province, outside your own country. The problems we're facing in Friesland are not different from the problems in Denmark. What we're facing is that a lot of young people no longer want to live in the small villages. They move away to Utrecht, Amsterdam, Den Haag, but don't want to move to Leeuwarden because that's a boring city, for example. It's not a boring city. Please come. It's not a boring city. We wanted to create a better future for our region, together. So not two people that think they're really important wanted to create a better future for everyone. With the whole province, we wanted to create a better future for the whole of us. And of course, we want to share and learn with the rest of Europe. And that's why I'm here. That's why Patricia and Willy are here. We made our program in 3 lines. We said, we have projects that are about dare to dream. We Frisian people are very, very kind of shy. And we don't really, we dream, of course we dream, but the dream will stay in our head. We never talk about our dreams. So we said, don't be shy anymore, talk about the dreams and dare to dream. And then dare to act. Do something with your dreams, try. It's not, you know, this whole Capital of Culture thing is an experiment. We've never done it before, you've never done it before, so you're gonna fail. That's not a bad thing, is it? So we said, try, act. And if you're gonna fail, you're gonna fail. We're gonna help you in every way possible. But I can't guarantee you're not failing. Don't be afraid of failing, and it's not a problem. And dare to be different. Don't do what everyone else is doing. Do something else. All right, then it's 2013, and we won. We competed against...
We need to watch the time.
Oh, sorry. Oh God, I'm not finished by long. Okay, we won. You know that story. Yeah, sure, you're right. What we said from the beginning, everything is important. You can always be in our program, whatever you do. It's not about us, it's about you. And think in the long term. Don't do anything for 2018, but do it for the long term. So what we did. We said to people, you have to come up with an idea. We're not creating ideas for you. You have to come up with an idea. And everything I've heard today and yesterday is more about putting an artist in a neighborhood and working with the neighborhood. What we did was kind of different. We asked neighborhoods, do you have a problem? Do you have an issue? Do you want to do something? And come to us. And then we started looking for an artist to combine with the neighborhood, the village, the street, to work with them. So I think that's the most important thing. We didn't ask an artist to go there and work, but we asked the community, what do you want? And if they didn't want anything, that's fine. We don't care. Of course we care, but we don't care. It's your choice. We organized practical support called Stiepe, Frisian word for help. That's a website where you can find how to write a project plan, how to make a budget. So it's all on a website. That's really helpful. Gonna stay after 2018. Then we did grijde sessies, Frisian word again. What we did with the grijde sessies is that we invited people that came up with an idea to come to us and work with each other for a day. And then 3 days in a row. And they worked together on each other's plans and ideas. So, for example, there was a French artist that came along and said, I want to do something with the weather, but I don't know what. So she took part in a grijde sessie with 14, 15 other people with ideas. And together with the 15 people, they came up with an idea for her. They helped her developing her own idea. And that's a great way to work together. And now she has a great idea. We did workshops, we helped people. For an example, we helped people to make sure they got the permit they need to execute their project. And also that's really important to get the municipalities on board, to get them into your organization, to let them help projects as well. Of course, we help financially, small amounts, just small amounts. Everyone that came to us said, well, I have a great idea, where's the money? We said, I'm sorry, we don't have the money. You have to find your own money. We're going to help you finding money, but we don't have a lot of money. And lots of talking, and maybe even more important, lots of listening. We were always open. You could always come to us and talk about your project and your events, and we would always listen. Important. Okay, conclusions. Take people seriously and create time for them to listen. Support for the future, so think about the future. You're not doing a project for 2018, you're doing a project for the future. 2018 is not really that important, it's more about 2028, for example. Get the government involved, for money, for help. Set a clear focus point. So 2018 as a focus point works because people know they have to do something. They see other examples, so they're focusing on 2018. Be honest. Do not pretend you know all the answers, because you don't. And we would love to do it again, because all the mistakes we made, if we do it again, we probably wouldn't make those mistakes. We would make new mistakes. But we wouldn't make those mistakes. One final statement and then I'm finished. I think it's important not to force communities to participate. You have to make sure that a community wants to participate. If they don't want to be part of this, they don't want to be part of it. Let it rest. They will come to you eventually, probably. Don't force them. They don't have to participate because you want them to participate. It's not about that. You want them to participate because they see possibilities in participating. So keep that in mind, please. All right, thank you, guys.
Thank you.